Welcome back to another episode of, I almost said Budget Cup Podcast, the Dope Sports Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Dope Content and brought to you by Get the Tables, ladies and gentlemen, on Twitch. Make sure you follow them if you're not following them already. But once again, dopecontent.com, Get the Tables on Twitch is bringing you this dope content. Sorry, Dope Sports Podcast. I am getting my podcast mixed up. Too many of them. It's too many of them. But as you see, we got LeBron James on the screen. What's next for LeBron? Then we got an NBA Finals prediction. We're going to go ahead and make our predictions. Dynamite J, Babaruski, what's good? We're going to go ahead and make our predictions because it's pretty much, it's done. It's going to be Miami and Denver. Denver clinched last night. Miami is a win away, which they should get tonight at home against Boston. Miami was very disrespected. Very disrespected. I think our co-host here, he disrespected Miami too on Twitter. He disrespected him on Twitter as well. So,
I did.
But yeah, before we get into it, how's your day going?
It's going all right. How about yourself?
It's doing good. I haven't been on Twitch consistently. So what's this new shield mode thing that I'm seeing?
I have no clue. You're asking the wrong person. I have no idea what this shield mode is.
I'm guessing it's supposed to stop bots or whatever from coming in the chat. Hey, well, okay, cool, whatever.
Hey, that'll work. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever helps to get those guys out of here.
Yeah, it said it's turned on, but I don't remember turning it on. But chomp ass on YouTube, bro. I'm pissed at AD. Everybody want to be mad at AD. I get it. But it's more of a coaching. We're gonna get into it. Let's play this intro and then we'll break down the game. Hopefully the intro play. Let's see. To a good start, the intro played with no problems. We are here, as you see, got the NBA playoffs, and that's pretty much what we're going to focus on today. Next week, on next week's shows, we're going to get into some more NFL. We're going to make our early predictions. This is something that I normally do every year. Just, even before the sports podcast was a thing. This is something I always did on YouTube. It's around June. sometime in June, we make early predictions. So when we say, hey, we right, this team won the division, I can really talk noise, and that's what I'm doing. So next week's show will be about that. We'll talk about the finals because that will be underway as well. But going back to the NBA Western Conference Finals last night, Denver Nuggets take out the LA Lakers 113-111. Joker, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists. LeBron James, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. At the end of the day, he got shut down on the last play of the game by Murray and my mind just went blank. Aaron Gordon on a double team. They shut him down to stop that layup from going up. So Denver sweeps LA. LeBron is swept, 38 years old, walked off the court. Kind of like what he did when he was in Cleveland and they lost to Boston. He just hurry up and snatched his jersey off, and the speculation started immediately. Oh, LA is going to get Kyrie. Oh, LeBron is going to retire. Oh, LeBron is going to leave. It's just nonstop. And now the tough thing this morning is LeBron is going to retire. And a lot of people are brushing it off, but I can kind of see it, and I have a reason for it. But we're going to get your thoughts on the game first and on LeBron. So what you got on that game in this series?
Well, on the series itself, I almost went 5 for Nuggets. I thought Nuggets was just a better team. I figured LA would at least still 2 at home. But yeah, you saw last night that Denver is just a better team. They're deeper. Jokic and Murray were unbelievable in this series.
Yeah.
Especially Murray. He was just unbelievable these last 2 games. And the stop he did on LeBron at the end of the game to prevent him to get that layup up was a really good play. He played really good. I don't know what the Lakers are going to do in the offseason. I know LeBron's throwing it out there that he may retire. I know there's a Kyrie Irving talk. There's talk now that they may trade AD to get Kyrie. You're gonna hear all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Until the next NBA season starts. Could I see LeBron retiring? Sure, but he's gonna be leaving a lot of money on the table. Not like he's hurting for money, but he will be leaving a lot of money on the table if he does retire. I know there's been that whole thing he wants to play with his son thing, but apparently he said he's not worried about playing with his son.
That's a lie.
But it's going to be interesting to see what LeBron does. I don't think he's going to retire. It feels like LeBron, and I don't mean to criticize the man because I actually like LeBron. It feels like he does this thing to kind of keep people to keep talking about him in the offseason or during the NBA Finals when he's not relevant because he's not in the playoffs anymore. So him throwing out I may retire, that shit's going to be talked about more than the NBA Finals itself because LeBron's such a hot topic to talk about.
Jerry Jones syndrome.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Denver was the better team. They outplayed them. They outcoached them. Jokic played out of his mind. I mean, when he hit that one crazy shot last night, you knew it was just destined for the... Oh, what the hell? Sorry about that. My phone went off. It was just destined for the Nuggets to win. Hell of a series by the Nuggets. A coming out party for Jamal Murray because a lot of people were giving him shit for having a good series in the bubble. And, everyone's saying that the bubble doesn't count. If you had a good series in the bubble, it doesn't matter. I think this was his coming out party showing that wasn't no fluke that he had a great series in the bubble. Coming out that injury as well that kept him out for like a year and a half. So happy to see Jamal Murray get there. Happy for Mike Malone because he coaches his ass off, and it seems like he's a really, really good coach as well. It doesn't get a lot of credit. It seems like Jokic and Murray get more of the credit than the coach. But yeah, good job from Denver. I had it at the beginning that they would go to the finals. Just felt like they were the best team in the West.
Yep.
And I still am going to go with it. I know we haven't made our predictions yet, but I said Denver will win the title, and I still feel that. So even with Miami's up-and-coming momentum and how crazy things are going for them, I still feel like Denver's going to beat them.
Yeah, I got to eat crow on the Denver because when you said it a couple of times. I was like, nah, I just don't see it. Because I looked at it as typical Denver. They'll get to maybe the Western Conference Finals, but they'll find a way to fold, just kind of like what they did in the Carmelo Anthony days. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony, though. He just retired yesterday as well. One of my favorite players, so shout out to Carmelo. So they did it when he was there, and then up until now, they was doing it when Jokic was there. You know, they'll get to the Western Conference Finals, but they'll lose. But, I mean, this team is deep. This roster is deep, and they kept everybody together. So that's an important piece that a lot of people don't talk about when they say, oh, this person should leave here after 3 years and go somewhere else. Like right now, they're talking on ESPN right now, should the Celtics break up Tatum and Brown? But I'm like, why? We'll get into them later. We'll get into them after this, but because that's going to make me rant a little bit. But Denver kept everybody together, and that was the important thing. So these guys know how to play with each other, and then they just steady added pieces each year, and they're one of the deepest teams, and they're not a super team at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. They got 2 stars on their team basically, and that's it. They don't have the whole mantra of getting 3 people that on your team to run its course. Like Phoenix tried to do with getting Kevin Durant. Props to Denver. They kept with the ship. They never blew it up. They did have some rough heartbreakers in the playoffs these last 2 years. They did have a lot of pressure on them because if they would have lost, I wonder if they would have done something. If they would have done something in the offseason with maybe trading Jamal or maybe trying to add another bigger piece to the program. I don't know. But like you said, don't just give up. You got to keep on. You got to keep on going, adding pieces here and there that you feel like you needed. They got KCP. They added Aaron Gordon. They added pieces that they needed to get to the finals. Right. And it just and they got good coaching. So it just takes time. It can't just. Everyone wants their team to win now. It does take some time for your team to get to that mountaintop. So you got to be patient.
And see, that was my problem with the Mavericks fans last year when they overachieved and went to the Western Conference Finals. Everybody's like, oh, we got to get another star. I'm like, well, you have a star, and really you had 2 stars, but you traded Porzingis away. But okay, you got a superstar now, and you had a solid team around him. But then you got rid of Brunson, which Brunson had just started to kick in prime Brunson style. Like, we've been through the struggle with him from day one, and we saw him come up, and we saw him slowly get better. And then last year, he finally kicked in to prime Brunson, what you see now in New York. And they was like, no. And then got rid of that. It was like, let's bring another star in. But it was too late in the season to try to get them to jail, all these players. So this could be the death of the super teams, the way it's looking, because Phoenix didn't go nowhere. LA, when they had Westbrook in them, it was bad. And then Westbrook went to join Kawhi and Paul George. Both of them guys get hurt. Clippers a bounce. Who else?
Yeah,
I think that's all the super teams. I don't know if you want to consider Golden State a super team or not. I think that's just a good
kind
team.
Of a 1-2 punch, really. Honestly,
so and Golden State was just worn out. That's how I looked at them. They played a lot of. They just worn out. And then you have Boston, 2 stars, great role players around them. Jimmy Butler is the star of Miami, and a whole bunch of great role players around him. He got an all-star in Bam Adebayo, but Jimmy is the star there. Like it's no 3 and 4 guys like it used to be a while back. So I like this. It's a death of super teams. Get 2 guys, build around them. That's what I like. So that's
and be patient. You gotta be patient with your teams. I think Denver is a prime example of they didn't overreact to losing in the playoffs. It just brought in more and better pieces to help out Jokic and Murray. So, I mean, again, Denver showed everyone that they shouldn't have been overlooked. I saw today there was like a clip going around that like all these ESPN analysts and everyone had like Phoenix and LA and Golden State. Like Denver was the number 1 seed. And they disrespected Denver. Denver played great all year long. They get that number 1 seed, and then they're just disrespected. No one thought they would make it past Phoenix. Everyone thought Phoenix would be the ones to take them out. So, again, props to Denver Nuggets. Props to the coaching staff for the game plan they had against LA.
Yeah,
there was no no controversy of, oh, this should have been called and that's why they won, or this and that. So they won clean, fair and square, and a sweep as well. So yeah, it's a hell of a series win for them.
Yeah, Mike Malone, he said he had a press conference after game 2, and I joked around on Facebook because I picked LA in 7 in this series. So, but Mike Malone, he said, man, we just won 2 straight games against the Lakers, and everybody's talking about the Lakers and talking about LeBron and what the Lakers are doing.
I mean, you worked in radio. You know the narrative.
Yeah,
no one gives a shit about the Nuggets. Everyone wants to talk about LA because they're the hot topic. People are going to call in and do that. If you have a hot take about LeBron or the Lakers or whatever have you, that's what we get on television. That's all it's about.
That's why the headline here now is "What's next for LeBron" instead of "What's next for them."
Yeah, right. I mean, it's fair. Like, that'll get you clicks.
Yeah.
It's true. It's what people want to talk about. People don't want to talk about Denver or when the Spurs were hot. They didn't want to talk about them. They wanted to talk about the hot team.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't think. I mean, there was probably some disrespect to Denver. I would agree with him.
It was a lot of it.
But he has to also realize that nobody wants to talk about Denver. It's just fair. It's straight up facts. Even though they're as great as they are, and they got a great player, maybe 2 great players on their team, they're just not a hot topic. It's LeBron, it's LA, it's AD. How we're going to criticize AD today? It's all about that. It's all that. That's just a hot topic. Why do you think freaking Skip and Shannon talk about LeBron for an hour and a half when they have a 2-hour show? Because
Skip has nothing outside of LeBron, Tom Brady, and the Cowboys.
Exactly.
He has no value in anything else. And I'm like, okay, that's what y'all do. Richie Vargas was good. Who else I'm missing that joined? Bobarooski, Chump Ass was good. Dynamite J. So yeah, let's get into the rest of these Lakers. Anthony Davis, 40 minutes, 21 points, 14 rebounds, 6 of 15, which is actually not that bad. He wasn't aggressive enough. LeBron James, 48 minutes. I know he tired. 40 points.
Oh, yeah.
Again, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Austin Reeves gave you 17. Schroeder gave you 13. The crazy thing about this, which I didn't like this whole series, Mo Bamba didn't play. Malik Beasley didn't play. Lizard, what's good? Why would you trade for Malik Beasley? And he helped you get
like a 3 and D player.
3 and D guy. He helped you get to this point. He helped you turn the season around, even when LeBron was hurt, because he came in hitting threes and playing defense. He didn't play at all this series. Mo Bamba, big man, didn't play at all. Why you trade for him then? Especially after they turned the season around.
I saw something on Twitter like yesterday that he was supposed to play last night. Like he was going to suit up.
They didn't play him.
They played Tristan Thompson instead.
Like, seriously, Tristan Thompson was getting freaking post-up plays in the elimination game against Jokic.
That's crazy. The interesting stat, though, to me is that LeBron had, 31 at halftime?
Yeah.
Ends up with 40.
Tired.
So they shut him down that second half, and he was tired, too. They shut him down. He wasn't as dominant in that second half like he was in that first half. He was probably worn out. He probably, laid it all on the line in that first half and was exhausted in the second half.
Lonnie Walker only had 7 minutes. D'Angelo Russell.
That's crazy, too.
Yeah.
That's when he was like one of the reasons why they beat Golden State.
Exactly. Vanderbilt didn't play at all. D'Angelo Russell only played 15 minutes.
Well, he had a horrible series, man.
Like, he fell off the map this series. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Russell had a rough series. I can see why they didn't play him. But Vanderbilt and Walker was a very big time contributor against the Warriors. I think he even won him kind of won him a game.
Yeah.
And one of the series
game
wins
3
against Golden State. Vanderbilt, they put him on Curry, which, I mean, Curry still got his own, but Vanderbilt did an okay job. Why wouldn't you put Vanderbilt on Murray? Try to slow him down, which is long reach and length. It's just
because you had your 38-year-old LeBron James not only trying to carry on offense, but he's guarding their best guard in Murray.
Yeah.
And you're not playing Malik Beasley. You're not playing Brown, you're not playing Vanderbilt. Lonnie Walker gets 7 minutes. It just didn't make sense. Coaching, Darvin Ham got outcoached from start to finish this whole series. It wasn't even close. Mike Malone did his job. But before we move off the Lakers, do you think LeBron retires? What's next for LeBron?
Nah. I think this is just a filler out there to me. It feels like this is either one, like I said, to keep him talked about throughout the summer, or two, this is a notice to the Lakers, hey, we need more help or I'm gone. So they're gonna probably try to do some moves. I don't think Russell will be back. I think he'll be gone. He'll probably get traded. Big question is what they do with AD. You know, there's that floater around of AD getting to the Mavs and they get Kyrie. That would be an interesting trade. I think that would be a great trade for Dallas, but I'm not sure how it would be for the Lakers losing a really big, good player, big man. You don't get those very often.
I don't think. So the word is Kyrie already had a handshake deal on a 4-year extension with the Mavericks once he accepted the trade here to Dallas. So, and that's still coming out from Mavericks insiders. So, I don't think Kyrie is going anywhere. I've been saying it since he got here because the Mavericks wouldn't trade for Kyrie. They wouldn't take that big of a risk without having a handshake deal at this time of the season. Bob Ruski, I was just about to go there with LeBron. So LeBron, I think he actually will. Well, I'm not gonna say he will. I don't think he will, but I can see him retiring for 1 year just to sit out, get his body healthy, recuperate, watch his son play at USC, and then whoever drafted his son, he goes to that team and finish his career playing 1 year with his son.
That would be he would get criticized for that, but that definitely could work out.
At this point, he can do whatever he wants. 38 years old. So when he comes back, it'll be his 40th year. It'll be his 20th season, I believe, or is this 19? What season is he on now? Is it 19 or 20? I think because Dirk retired in his 20th season, and Kobe retired in his 20th season. I think this is 19 for LeBron. This is 19. So his 20th season, 40 years old, 1 year with his son on whatever team it is. There you go.
That would be interesting if that did happen.
So I'm saying I'm not putting it past him when he say I got to think about it. I think that's what that might be in his thought process. Hey, let me just recuperate. Let me take a year off, get my body together. I put a lot of mileage on my body. I'm gonna go watch my son in peace at USC. Yeah. And then wherever he gets drafted, I'm gonna go and finish my career there.
Definitely could happen, absolutely.
So, but I'm on a LeBron to Dallas thing right now. So let's get LeBron to Dallas for 1 year, get him under the contract for 1 year, keep Kyrie, and then he could go play with his son. Because he loves Luka and Kyrie too. So
that would be something else.
Let's see if they can pull that off. I doubt it, but let's see if they can pull it off. Then tonight, got the Celtics and the Heat. I picked the Heat in 7. I think you said the Celtics in 5.
I did.
It's just the Celtics. It seems like they have a better roster on paper, but Miami is on a different level right now. And Jimmy Butler is showing you what would happen if Michael Jordan was still playing right now.
Yes, I've seen all those comparisons on Twitter. I think the one person that's not getting a lot of credit is Spoelstra. That man is just coaching his life off, his freaking life off right now.
He's underrated, man.
He's not talked about enough. And Jimmy Butler's playing lights out, and the role players have been stepping up tremendously since Tyler Hero has been out. Not a lot of Duncan Robinson. Not a lot of people have been talking about him, who didn't play much at all during the season, and then just gets kind of put in there once Tyler Hero goes down, and that man has been balling. And I guess I get it. He should be because of the contract that he's getting, but people forget that he was not a factor in the season at all. Yeah. But Spoelstra is just playing really, really, he's just coaching really, really good right now. He's out coaching I can't remember the Boston's coach. But he's out coaching him. He's giving him, it's just not even close to how how coaching he is towards each other. Now, again, we got to think about it this way: they have to up 3-0, and more than likely Miami is going to shut this out. I don't know if they win tonight, but I do think they still win the series. But all it takes is all it takes is one game. Boston wins tonight. Home court is right back in their favor. They got 2 of the next 3 games at home. If they win tonight, Game 5 is in Boston. They win that. Game 6 is in Miami. Tough game. And then they got to kind of go into Game 7 in Boston. It's not easy. It won't be easy. Probably won't happen. But they just got to take it one game at a time. And if any team can do it, Boston can. They got the talent. They just got to show up. Last game, they just gave up. I mean, they went down, 20, and it was just done. They were like, all right, let's get out of here. They just got to keep on playing and not give up. They got to get some more from Marcus Smart.
He gave up third game.
Yeah, Derek White needs to do something. They need to get some more from Tatum in the fourth quarter because I don't know what the hell's going on with him in the fourth. He's just allergic to it. So they need to not start. They need to start off hot because it feels like Miami does, and then Boston just kind of gives up. So I don't see them winning tonight. I think Miami pulls it off when we get the sweep, but Boston just needs to take it one game at a time and try their best to make it to a Game 7, which is not going to be easy.
Yeah. Oh, so there's clips. You say the NBA script chapter is a dude. Say I don't know what's going on this year, but even in hockey, the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals are both 2-0 right now. So we might get, hopefully not a sweep in the Western Conference Finals. That means Dallas is going to lose, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But experts gave Miami a 3% chance coming into this series, which is ridiculous. And even today, ESPN matchup predictor have it 66% in favor of Boston winning tonight. Wow. In Miami. So they just keep disrespecting them. And look, they probably would have won Game 3 if Grant Williams would have kept his mouth shut. Bruh. Jimmy Butler, they seem to be absolutely fine, playing Game 4 with a 2-1 lead. And Grant Williams started running his mouth, and Jimmy Butler, who was just coasting the whole game, was like, oh, okay. I got something for you.
Yeah.
And he went full Jordan mode. So
yeah, there's certain guys you don't talk mess to. And one of them is Jimmy Butler. And if you haven't learned from this series, there's been past series that we've seen him just take over games. So yeah, Grant Williams shouldn't have said nothing. Getting all up in his face for whatever reason was not a good move, not a smart move either. I'm not sure what he was thinking doing that.
Yep.
Lighting a fire under Jimmy Butler was not a smart thing, which then trickled down to the other players doing well as in the game. Huge shots made by everyone. Jimmy Butler obviously took over that game. Now, I don't know what they do tonight to stop him or the role players themselves, because everyone on Miami has been playing well.
Yep.
There's no negative towards Miami. It's more like, what is Boston not doing to compete? And it's just they're not getting enough help from the role players. Tatum has gone silent. Jaylen Brown hasn't been great either. It's just Miami seems like just a bad matchup for Boston one. And I think I fell with the hype of Game 7 when Tatum just went crazy. And I figured, Boston's going to go into Miami and just destroy them. And I totally disrespected Miami. And, Miami's just proving a lot of people wrong that they shouldn't have overlooked them.
Yep. And see, this is another team that people's like, oh, they need to make some changes, And I'm like, bro, they was just in the finals 2020. They was in the playoffs last 2 years.
It's in the bubble, remember? Remember, it's the bubble. People don't give them credit because it's in the
all
bubble.
4 teams in the bubble. All 4 teams in the bubble. They're that's here now. But this is another team where instead of breaking people up, they just kept their core together and they just slowly added pieces, just like Denver did, just like what Boston did. You got 3 out of 4 teams, fighting for the last 2 spots. So, like, now you got, again, ESPN is talking about breaking up Tatum and Brown. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, why would you really do that outside of the fact that it seems like Brown just don't want to be there no more?
Right.
But if he wants to be there, why would you break him up instead of keep building around him and adding pieces? It just doesn't make sense. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to LeBron without Kyrie. They went to the NBA Finals last year, and then the Eastern Conference Finals now. So 3 out of 5 years they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals at least, and you talking about breaking them up.
And with the new coach too. I mean, it's your first year with this new coach. Again, you got to be patient. You know, this coach is obviously getting out coached by Spoelstra, but Spoelstra's been there forever.
Yep, right.
So I mean, you got to give this man a little bit of a pass. I know he has great talent on Boston, but
it was 57 and 25 this year.
Right. So you got to give them a little bit of a leeway pass here. Just Miami's just playing unbelievable right now. So. Again, I wouldn't necessarily blow up Boston. Maybe you try to deal Marcus Smart, bring in some more people, or Derek White. I don't know how you do it. But a lot of people are talking about Jaylen Brown leaving. You know, obviously Spurs fans want Jaylen Brown. I've seen that going on Twitter. I see Rockets, Jaylen Brown to the Rockets.
Him and Harden.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. Jaylen Brown, I think if anyone was to leave, obviously it'll be Jaylen Brown. I think out of everyone on that team, I think Jaylen Brown will probably be the one that wants out the most.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But that's I think that's like an ego thing because he don't want to be a number 2.
Yeah,
but most places where he go outside of a team without a superstar, he's probably going to be a number 2.
More than likely, yeah.
So
I mean, if you go to Houston, he's going to be a number 2 if Harden goes there. You know, maybe he'll be number 1 if he went to San Antonio. I'm not really sure where else he would go that he would be a straight number 1 star there. Not very many places. You would have to be
maybe New Jersey. I'll say New Jersey. Maybe Brooklyn. Maybe
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Maybe Detroit. I can see him being number 1 in Detroit. Charlotte, because they don't have no stars. Maybe Orlando, but they love their rookie that they have right now. He already said the Spurs, chump ass, pay attention, man. You're not listening. So, but yeah, as far as tonight, I don't care what ESPN say. I got Miami winning tonight and finishing it off.
I think Chomp ass put it in the chat that like Miami's gonna be up by 30 by halftime.
Yeah,
I think Miami, if they were to win tonight, it's gonna be a blowout. Like they'll just start off hot and then it's gonna be a blowout the whole game.
Well, Marcus Smart, there's a clip on Twitter of Marcus Smart getting into it with the players from Miami in Game 3, and he's yelling at them, "We beat y'all last year. We good." So he's already giving up. If that's how he's talking on the court, and Jimmy Butler was looking at him like, "Yeah, what you mean? That's okay. They bums." And Jimmy Butler said it. Y'all some bums then. If that's how you talking. So
I mean, why are they giving him some more material to get Miami to get pissed off about? It's like they're just adding more and more flame, fuel to the fire to Miami to want to beat their ass. So it's like, just shut up and play. At this point, you have no room to talk. You're down 3-0 and been dominated in most of the games.
Yep.
Just be quiet. Go out there and play your game, and maybe you'll win a game or two.
Yep. So let's just go ahead and call Miami and Denver in the finals. Who you got?
I got Denver. I won't disrespect Miami and say that it's in 5 or a sweep, but I'll say Denver in 6.
I got Miami in 7.
Wow. Okay. I want to see Jimmy Butler win a title, though, man. It would be nice to see him win a title. I really don't care who wins the championship between Miami and Denver. But I do think Denver's the better team, and they'll pull it off.
Denver definitely the better team on paper, but they can be said about all of Miami's team opponents this year. And I honestly, the way I'm looking at it now, it's a different team. Like the way I'm seeing it now, I think Miami low-key fooled everybody, and they just coasted the whole season because they're not scared of anybody. They've already beaten the Bucks before. They knew they could beat them if they match up against them. They've already beaten Boston before. They knew they could beat them if they matched up against them. And I feel like they just coasted and tried to keep everybody healthy and saved a lot of energy. And then when playoff came around, they turned into a whole different team. This is not the same team that was in the regular season. I've watched a lot of their games. this year. This is definitely not the same team. This is not even the same Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was only averaging 22 points a game this season. Matter of fact, I can pull it up right now. 22.9 points, so 23 points a game this season. That's what Jimmy Butler averaged. And you see what he's doing now. So, like, it's just different. So I feel like they coasted, and they really fooled a lot of people this season as far as, you know, hey, we're just going to stay healthy. We're going to make sure we get in the playoffs. It got a little rough because the play-in, I don't think they planned on, like, dropping all the way to the play-in.
Right.
But I feel like they coasted this year and turned it up in the playoffs, and a lot of people wasn't expecting that. So I got Miami. You know, I kind of have a personal reason. I don't like how Denver treated Carmelo Anthony and how Denver fans are still talking about Carmelo Anthony after he announced his retirement. So I got a little bit of a personal reason to go against Denver for that, because Carmelo, once again, is literally one of my all-time favorite players. But look, at the same time, I'm a Mavericks fan. We supposed to hate Miami. So
Yeah, true.
yeah,
True.
we supposed to hate Miami, but at the same time, on that side, Jimmy Butler is from Texas. So he's literally like an hour away from Dallas. That's where he's from.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see someone who's never won a title.
And
I
I
mean,
think
either teams. Yeah.
I think Jimmy has been slept on and underrated for a while now. So I would be glad to see Jimmy Butler get a ring, even though he plays for the freaking Miami Heat. But I wouldn't be surprised if Denver won. Denver is just deep, man. I think Bam Adebayo versus Jokic is going to be huge in that series. And Bam can be able to play better defense than anybody else that they've matched up with, including AD. So I don't think he shuts him down or nothing, but he's going to make him work a little harder than what he's been doing.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
So what did he say? Is this the Heat 7 NBA Finals? Something like that, because they went to 4 with LeBron and Wade, and then Wade in 06, and then 2020 with Butler, and then this year once they win tonight. So yeah, but NBA Finals, Tony has Denver in 6. I have Miami in 7. I want to say 6. So I feel like if they get them up and they get them home for that 6th game in Miami, I think they're going to finish them there. But just to be respectful to Denver, I'm going to say Heat in 7, because the Heat can win on the road. If anybody can go to Denver and win, it's Miami. So yeah, and that's the show for you today. Easy, quick show. Not a lot to get into. One more question. If LeBron does leave LA and he decides to play next year, what are the top 3 places you think he could end up?
That's tough. Top 3, I think probably he would have to take a major pay cut to go to some of these teams.
I don't think he can at this point.
Maybe he goes back to Miami. I would have to throw Dallas into the mix too.
I'm telling you, Dallas, if he does decide to move around, Dallas is in the mix.
So I'd go Miami, Dallas.
As weird as that sounds, but yeah, Dallas is in the mix.
Maybe he doesn't move far from LA and goes to the Clippers.
The Clippers can't get him. They will have to trade.
Kawhi, George, LeBron.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Cleveland either. I mean, well, shoot, Cleveland got that roster.
Maybe Cleveland.
For him.
They got Mitchell now over there. They got Jared Allen.
He said Cavs,
Mobley.
Knicks, Mavs.
Maybe Knicks. Yeah, Knicks.
You know what? I thought about the Knicks too, man, because there's LeBron with Brunson and whoever else around to put Randall. It doesn't matter. LeBron with Brunson, that'll be nice in New York. You know,
Cavs did. I think Cavs too have a shot.
Yeah, but
Donovan Mitchell.
Don't he have issues with the owner with the Cavaliers?
I don't know if he still does or not. He may.
I'm trying to think. If LeBron was to leave LA with his son playing at USC, if he was to leave the Lakers, because the way he snatched his jersey off is the way he left Cleveland the first time, and it's the same way he left Miami the first time. So, man, like I say, if he goes to the Clippers to stay in LA, they will have to trade with somebody. and they're not going to send Westbrook back to Westbrook free agent anyway. But he definitely not going to Philly. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah,
Dang.
not Philly.
Somehow Dallas is in the mix only because of the Kyrie and Luka factor. And it'll be a 1-year thing if he does do Dallas, in my opinion, just to play with Kyrie and Luka. He loves Luka. He's talked about playing with Luka plenty of times, and we already know how he feels about Kyrie. So, and if Kyrie got a handshake deal with the Mavericks for a 4-year extension, why not go there for 1 year? And save your energy. Let Luka and Kyrie carry the load, and you just come in late in the game and do what you got to do. So. But I don't know.
Interesting offseason, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough basketballs there for Kyrie, LeBron, and Luka.
That is true. That's a good point.
We got to figure out if it's enough basketballs there for Kyrie and Luka. And really, Kyrie can play off the ball. He showed that this year. It's Luka that we got to figure out, which is crazy saying because he averages 10 assists a game. But it's the way he get those 10 assists. It's more of you stand in the corner, you stand on the elbow, let me dribble, and I draw the double team, and you just catch and shoot.
Right.
So that's the only thing about Luka game that I don't like. It's a lot of James Harden like. So, but if he leaves, I would say Dallas is in the mix. I would say y'all kind of threw me off with that Cleveland one because I wasn't thinking about Cleveland. That one kind of threw me. Miami is in the mix.
Yeah,
I say he'll go back to Miami for 1 year. Who would be the third? It's a toss-up between Cleveland and New York, the Knicks. Hell, he might go join Chris Paul and go to freaking Phoenix. try to help Chris Paul get a ring. Where does Damian Lillard end up next year?
I think he stays at Portland.
Really?
Yeah. I know there's been like fillers out there about him getting traded, but
he responded saying trade me to a fan.
He's like, if you want to get it done, then do something about it or whatever have you. I mean, of course, people here in San Antonio are hoping he comes to San Antonio, but I don't know, man. I don't see it. I couldn't tell you honestly where he would go. Miami has been another popular pick for Damian Lillard to go to.
And look, when it comes to Miami, I'm more worried about Miami with Kyrie than I am the Lakers.
Yeah.
So
maybe Damian goes to Miami. They got people to send up their way. They got Tyler Hero. They got people that could send. They got talent. Nowhere near the talent of Damian, but they could give him some people. Draft picks.
I'm trying to think. Damian Lillard, where would he fit? Hell, Damian Lillard can really go anywhere. Anybody can use a Damian Lillard right now. I mean, I don't think he. I would take New York Knicks off the list just because they just got Brunson, so I would take them off the list. I would take. A lot of people are tying him down to the Phoenix somehow. I don't know how. Maybe because they're talking about getting rid of DeAndre Ayton's contract and sending him somewhere, which everybody keep tying him down to Dallas, which we talked about. I'm like, are you sure you want him? Just to pout.
Yeah, Dallas.
And then be on the bench behind Dwight Powell at the end of the day because you pout. So that's yeah. So it depends on what they want for DeAndre Ayton. If I'm the Mavericks, if I'm trading for him, because I'm not giving up too much for him at this point. Maybe you do a sign and trade with D'Angelo Russell and you send him to Portland for Damian Lillard. That's how you keep LeBron there.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to do something for LeBron to make him really want to come back next year if he's having thoughts about retiring.
I wonder what the Clippers are gonna do. I can't wait to see Westbrook's market this year after what he did in the playoffs. I can't wait to see his market because it was bad earlier in the year. Then he went to the Clippers and started balling again. So I can't wait to see what his market is going to be this summer. It's going to be a good summer, man.
I don't think it'll be anything too wild, but yeah, I think there's going to be teams definitely interested in him for sure.
If Dame went to Philly, how would that work for him?
I think it'd work out with them. I forgot about Philly. I think it would work out if he went to Philly.
But they get him for James Harden is gone. So it's Damon, Embiid.
I think it'll work. I think it could work. They would need to help bring some more people to help beside them, some better role players, because that's what killed them in the playoffs. They didn't have anybody to come off the bench.
Yeah,
and they need some more people off that bench.
Well, hey, we'll see, man. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be an interesting summer, and I can't wait. It kicks off at the end of next month, because as soon as July 1st hit, it's free agent season, and everybody's making calls and making moves. I got my Twitter notifications ready. It's going to be crazy between Sham and Woj. Sham has been killing Woj these last 2 off seasons, so Woj better step it up this year. But I got the notification bells ready on both accounts come July 1st. So yeah, man, thank you for joining. Much love to y'all. So you got anything you want to promote before we get off?
Nah, not at all. Just I know we'll be chatting it up next couple of months during the off season. Should be fun heading into football.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure to be on, and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Make sure you check out Get the Tables on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. Great wrestling community. They do watch-alongs. Oh, y'all got a busy weekend this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Absolutely.
Yeah, we were talking about it because Under Siege is Friday, SmackDown is Friday.
Yeah.
And then the Saudi Arabia show, which is Night of Champions, and then you got 2 on Sunday, right?
Yeah, NXT and Double or Nothing.
See, yeah, it's crazy. And I'm gonna be out of town for all of them, so I'm gonna be behind on all of them. So I'm gonna have to avoid Twitter.
Yeah, stay off Twitter.
I'm gonna avoid Twitter for sure. But dopecontent.com, stay up to date. Subscribe to the website. It's free. Just put your chump ass. Go watch the Budget Cut podcast from Sunday if you want an opinion on that. Yeah, he's talking about trade AD. Look at him. Yeah, go watch the podcast because we definitely talked about that show for AEW. And you can just fast forward to the AEW part where you see AEW in the background. That's when we're talking about it. Dopecontent.com. Go to the main page. Subscribe to the website. It's free. Stay up to date with dope content. We did the XFL season and the championship game. Now we're doing the WNBA season with the Dallas Wings. Since I normally say I'm gonna try to get the Cowboys and Mavericks, but when it came to the Wings, when it came to WNBA and XFL, instead of saying I was going to try it, I said I was actually going to do it, and it actually turned out. So instead of saying I'm going to try, I'm going to say I am going to get in with the Cowboys and the Mavericks, and we'll see how that work. We'll see how that work this year. So yeah, you want to stay up to date, and then look, it's not just sports. I know I've been sports heavy lately, but I still got my music side of me. I'm still a musician, so be expecting concerts and clips and photos from, at different concerts, because I'm in that too. I'm in that too this summer. So, hey, it's coming. It's coming.
Things coming.
Just pay attention. I need to build a team of photographers, writers, sports reporters, even if in your local city. Tony, if you want to start applying for Spurs and things like that.
This is Spurs. That's all we got here.
So when basketball season come around, if I'm able to get in with the NBA and the Mavericks, I would definitely send that stuff over for you for the Spurs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what I'm learning now is once the name is in there, the brand name is in there, they talk to each other. So they be like, hey man, this guy's in Dallas, but we got somebody here under that name. And they say, oh yeah, they cool. And then they let you in. That's how they've been doing my uncle. I've been getting my uncle. He's a photographer in these events as well, because he just go under the dope content name.
Oh wow. That's
so cool. Like they've never seen or talked to him before in their life, but since he went under my name, he was able to get in. He got full season and everything. So if I'm able to get in the NBA, or let me say when I'm able to get in the NBA next season for the Mavs, I would definitely send that paperwork over there to you so you can get in with the Spurs.
Hell yeah.
So
absolutely.
And then however you want to report, if you want to you want to go in arena, record something with your phone after the game and just say, hey, the Spurs did this, such and such had this many points, and send it. We'll put it on the website and all that.
Shit. All right, yeah.
So yeah, that's how we trying to do it, man.
Absolutely.
You say start with Summer League. I don't even see the summer. I don't even know where to. First of all, I'm not traveling. I still got stuff to do locally, so I can't just go up to Vegas for a whole summer. Like I still got my gigs, my music gigs and all that here during the summer. That's the bills right there. So yeah, I can't just I just can't up and leave and go to Vegas and just stay out there. So dopecontent.com, make sure you subscribe. I did an article on how much Kevin Nash explained how much he gets paid from WWE 2K and how much they used to make back in the day, and it's not even close to what it is. Man, what they made back in the day compared to now is just crazy. But I did an article. I need to update the article on AEW selling out Wembley, because when I did it, the day I did it, it was only like 43,000 tickets sold. So I got to do another article on that. But I'm doing TV show articles. I'm doing sports articles. Like, check it out, man. It's a lot there. It's a lot there. And we steady updating the site. Like, we're steady updating the site with no spam. I send the emails. Actually, I set them up for AI to send them to you guys, you know, whenever something new is on there. So it's no spam. It's no spam.
Nice.
So y'all be safe. Appreciate the support. This summer's going to be lit. Until next time. Oh, I'll be back on Twitter a lot too, starting sometime next week. So just doing like regular streams, old school wrestling streams like we used to do, playing video games, etc. and all that.
Oh shit, okay.
So yeah,
nice.
yeah, I'm about to be off work, man. So I'm ready to turn it up. I'm tired of being tired. I've been exhausted and fatigued this last month and a half trying to do this and work at the same time. So next week episode, come back next week. We're making our early NFL predictions like I normally do every year in June, based on the roster that we have now, based on the rookies that's been drafted and signed. We doing each division, NFC North, South, East, West, AFC North, South, East, West, and we even predict the teams that's making the playoffs. So make sure you tune in for that next week. And then of course we talk about the NBA Finals, so it's gonna be a good show next week, man. So
Looking forward to it.
till next time, y'all be safe, man, and we are out.
Peace.
Mm.